with backtest, what you can do is you can check all your ideas, all your strategy, combine different parameters, combine different indicators, and test it first on history, on historical trades. With Commerce, you can do it on different exchanges, on different time frames, and play around with all the configurations that we have. The second best part of the backtest is that you can always test your risks. So don't forget about this. We've seen quite a lot of backtest results where people focus only on P&L and ROI, but they do forget about risks. So especially because of that, we have a parameter in our backtest called MFD, which is a maximum floating drawdown, to show you how much your position would go against you before it reversed. And be aware that not all of the deposits will withstand this. So be careful with this. And this is where the backtest can help you to understand this. So I wanted my strategy to cover this drawdown maximum of 20%. So to average position down if it goes to this level. What I did in parameters was normally, you already know this, I work with moving averages, but here I did it with RSI just to show that it can be different situations. I mean, different technical indicators can be obviously applied to trend trading. You can see my results here, not the results, sorry, the configuration. Averaging down also with conditions, which in this case, moving average, and you can see that both are on a very small time frame. I did this on purpose just because I want more averaging orders to apply to exploit more capital. Right. So I put take profit of 20, but we can see how it goes and how I usually work with it on the backtest. Okay, so I already run it. So let's go to show details and see what we got here. We can see P&L of 77% with MFD of just 200, which is pretty good. I mean, as a ratio. Obviously, those of you who are quite experienced will understand that, okay, it's pretty understandable situation because I was trying to make a trend board and this was a trend situation we're doing on history. But again, guys, let's try to do what in backtesting is called forward testing, because the only this was history, and I will take the same parameters and run it, for example, here. Or we can do it on a small period here and see how it goes. And for me, if this situation works, and then I go here and it works as well, and here it will work again, then I can probably start working with it here because we can see some bouncing momentum. Okay, you remember it was 77? Now it's just this figure, which is way more bigger. Also, we get more maximum drawdown, which is also okay, especially if you get this profit. The fees are also have risen up, but it's okay as well. Let's see what happened here with the logs and why we got so dramatic difference. As I expected, we just got more averaging. So whenever I want to exploit my capital more and I want to play, more risky, meaning that I want to average the position. So what we wanted to do next, we wanted to see if this configuration is working here. And here, I mean, from 17th of September until the late of November. So let's go back and just check the period. Okay, I wanted late November. This is here, and let's rerun it again. It's just 17 days, should be faster, and yeah, probably less of results, but let's see. Yeah, so we're still in plus. You can see that we are way less unpleasant than it was, even with a conservative option. But let's see what it goes and why it is exactly has a little profit. Well, not really little, but way more or less. All right. I can see that this trade is not closed yet, and probably this one is in a loss because well, it should have gone in a loss, but we stopped the period here. Okay. Let's go into the logs. Average loss trade. We don't have any loss trade, so meaning that we never hit a stop loss. So let's try to get this configuration, mirror it into short trade, and see if we can go short with the strategy from January back to the latest date. Just see how it goes. I decided it would be middle of January until today. All right. My base order was open immediately. No, it wasn't open immediately. Actually, it was a RSI. It was RSI here. It was 3. I used, as I remember correctly, crossing down 70. But let's try to crossing down 70. We used for long trend because we were thinking that the situation was oversold. So what we can do here is crossing up, for example, let's have 30 here. Right. I will not touch the deviation and just go with it. A little more days than previous time, so it still should be pretty fast. Okay, not so much, right? First of all, I can see that I didn't choose the period correctly. That's why we probably got these results. But again, this happens. I mean, if you would try to go short here, for example, you were thinking that this is a continuation and you would set up the bot, this is actually what you would get. But I'm perfectly sure that this result, the negative result, is first of all because of these dates and because the bot was trying to go short here and stopped out a couple of times. We can see it from here, from average loss rate, which is pretty much 10%, too much for me. Floating drawdown is especially a little too big. And then I think I don't even need to go to the trades to see that all of this was stopped out and use maximum capital, meaning that the risk was too much. I think this was enough for you guys to understand how to backtest, how to analyze backtest, how to play with parameters, how to check it on different configurations, and to find out if the strategy really works and how you need to update it. Yeah, thank you everyone. See you next time.